speed ahead.
Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. And where we last left off, we crashed in port and wound up dying, so,
New waypoint. Course 3-5.
you know,
Returning to course.
I'm thinking,
New waypoint.
let's not do that this time.
3-4-9.
But in all seriousness, that may have been the guy right there.
Smoke on the horizon.
We have our mission.
Course 2.
Had a little problem loading up the game.
Course
Shocker. Silent Hunter 5 having issues. So I've selected for our mission to go out into the Celtic Sea and patrol that area. We've got, what is that, April? It might be a better idea, although I've requested that mission, it might be a better idea to start going up to Norway. Because that's going to be April 9th. It's the 14th of March now. Yeah, let's do that instead.
New waypoint. Course 181.
So we'll, let's take a look here. We've got to attack ships within Narvik area of operations, which is that area up there, and then attack the British ships entering Norway's territorial waters. So they're going to come in and do their invasion. And, mainly what we want to do is get up in here and just start sinking ships. So, let's get up there.
Course 155.
And,
New waypoint. Course
start sinking ships.
192.
So, we can probably
Slow speed ahead.
pick up the speed a bit while we're in port. And let's go ahead and take a look at our crew. We got 8 promotion points to spend. Willie's looking good. Emil's looking good. Kurt's looking pretty damn good. Cook, you could use one. I like to get all the passive skills out of the way first, because they're passive. Let's do a line of sound, a line of radio, and why not? We'll do engineering. So that should help things out immensely. And I mean, when I say it should help things out immensely, take a look at the speed I'm doing. I'm going ahead slow, and I'm pulling, I mean, we're turning right now, but in a straight line, we're going 12 knots on speed 2, which means it's better for fuel economy. So we'll burn less fuel, because we'll technically be going slower, but in reality, we're going the same speed or faster than we were doing at speed 3 at the start of this whole crazy adventure. So, yeah, that's always something that's worth keeping in mind. I hope we get this turn taken care of. Let's just make sure.
278.
Beautiful. And we can see the freighter that I wound up becoming implanted in last time. We're going to do our best to prevent that from happening. Perfect. Ah, that could have been it. I think that dude just stopped. I wonder. Anyway, I should let it go because we're not dead. We're clear pretty much of the harbor. And, for a second I thought that guy was listing. I was like, congratulations on making it back to port. Let's make sure we're still Tiger Stripey. We're not. But I'm sure those will come back at some point. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the goal. We're going to be heading up, doing some area of operation stuff out there, and we'll be resupplying ourselves out of Helgoland, because it's the closest port we've got. The nice thing is, once we take Norway, obviously we can be operating out of Bergen, which will be much, much nicer if we had anything to do on the East Coast, which we really don't. So, you know, I guess we could go from the Celtic Sea to Bergen, but I mean, you know, well, we'll figure out supply routes, basically when we need to. And right now, we don't really need to. So, I'm going to keep the ship going at a head slow. You know, you can crank it up to speed 3 and really get a speed boost. But I'm thinking, fuel-wise, we'll be sitting pretty. That's right, double pretties. If we just leave it on speed 2, or ahead slow, and we won't burn as much fuel. So for any of those wondering, you know, why I don't cruise around at a full speed ahead, it's because it drains your diesel tanks. And after the last series, needless to say, I'm a little concerned about running out of fuel. I don't want to end the series like that again, which is why we're going, you know, Arctic instead of North America. And why I think you, well, I'm talking about long distance resupply well before it's an issue, but I think you got to do secure communications before you call in the ship. There was a comment that suggested that. I haven't tried it, but if we're ever in a situation where we need to, we will. Anyway, I'm rambling, mainly because trying to get this game going, the autosave wouldn't load. And I was just slamming coffee like crazy while I was like, why isn't this loading?
On the horizon, bearing 305.
So now I've had, like, you know, 3/4 of an extra large coffee relatively quickly. I'm wired and ready to go. It's got to mean good things for the episode. Anyway, that's enough of me jibber-jabbering away like a lunatic. We got Norwegian ships to sink, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I will see you guys when we got a target on the horizon. See you in a bit. Alright, so, basically, directly west of Bergen, we've come across 2 contacts out there. I think you guys, I don't know if it's going to be able to be picked up by YouTube when the video goes up, and especially not if this is, you know, as it usually is in 720. But we got 2 ships way out there, and they're identifying as red, which is important, because one of the things that I forgot about coming up to Norway here is that all these ports are green. Norway's neutral, or friendly, or something along those lines. What they're not is an enemy. So I'm not really sure.
Smoke on the horizon, bearing 86.
I don't even know if this is a good idea. We should cut in a bit more. So I'm not really sure if we went up there we could actually do anything until the war starts. I mean, we could sink neutral ships. That's not a question. But, you know, whether those neutral ships will count or if the BDU will get ticked off because we're killing Norwegians early, I don't want to have to deal with any of that. So, with it being, you know, halfway through the month, we're kind of in a killing time situation. It starts on April the 9th, which is the deadline, which is tricky. So, beginning of April, basically end of March, we're going to want to resupply and then head back up and be ready to go for the invasion, which will happen, you know, beginning of April. So, really, what we're doing right now is killing time. So, honestly, when we're in a killing time situation, I want to check out what's at Scapa Flow. Because, you know, why not go sink a battleship, right? But for now, we're just gonna see what we can do with these 2 freighters. Who no doubt are a little concerned with the Prometheus taking an interest in them. Now, it's tough to tell, but I think the ship in the front... I don't know. That might be a tanker, or these might just be a couple of freighters. Regardless, I'm thinking the deck gun is going to be the way to take care of these jerkwads. And we're slowly getting in range. Dieter?
Yes, sir.
Man the deck gun.
Man the deck gun!
Thank you, sir. And they're still a ways out I don't think I want to start opening up just yet. 10 kilometers out? Max may be a good shot, but he's not that good of a shot. So we'll just speed up some time. And now we're starting to see him with the naked eye, which is good. That may be a tanker. Which is exciting. For no other reason than tankers are generally a bit bigger. And they would be carrying fuel, which is important. The guy in the back, probably just carrying fish and chip batter. Not that concerned about him. And you can see, again, with these engine upgrades, we're just going normal speed ahead, and we're pulling almost 20 knots, which is an impressive clip to be traveling for sure. Do we know how quick these guys are going? 6 knots. We can definitely tone this down. And distance to target is a whopping basically 7 kilometers. Not close enough yet. Alright. And I can't target him. So that's a bit of a concern. That's, maybe I just need an elevation assist to get the target. I doubt it. But you never know. Nope. Nope. Oh, there we go. I guess we just needed to hit the spacebar to target it. So we got Max firing away. I'm worried about you, Max. Although I've got to say, he's getting shots out quick, which is another concern. Nope. Where's my ladder? There we go. You'd think I'd know my boat by now, but apparently not. Let's take over. He is firing high explosives, so at least we got that going. It's about 47-ish. Let's see how that looks. That may have been a direct hit. There we go. We can definitely trim this down to just go minimum speed ahead. Now, if there's one complaint I'm going to have about these engine upgrades, it's, how do I go slow, right? Well, we can set it. So we could go, I know they're going 6 knots, or at least they were.
Current speed, 6 knots.
So we'll just set it. And the way you get those extras up, so like these, you just hold down control, and then you can manually set everything. So your depth, your speed, I guess that pretty much covers what I meant by everything. That is going way over. Let's drop her down to 4 kilometers. No. There we go. That should be a hit. And it definitely isn't. Oh, because I went the wrong way. That should be a hit. Nope. There now? There we go. So that's good. We got a fire going on the tanker. Let's pop out in good old-fashioned cheaty view. Cheaty view 2.0 without the UI. And let's investigate some of this damage. Definitely a tanker. Definitely on fire. We got any damage below the waterline? Not looking like it. But at this stage, I don't think it really matters. This guy is pretty much destined for the bottom. And the little freighter behind him as well. We'll just let Max take over. And he's pegging that superstructure, which worries me. Because I'd prefer those shots to be going lower. I have a feeling this guy might be close to being well, there we go. That guy's dead now. We're working on the tiny freighter. Which, let's see if we can get closer. Secure the deck gun. And let's see if we can just sneak up a bit more, get closer in range. Theoretically, we'll have to expend less ammunition to sink this guy. And while we're positioning, what was he worth? 17,000 tons. Those freighters, they're worth it. Don't let anyone tell you different. I think we can
Slow speed
kick it
ahead.
up to speed 2. Intercept this little freighter guy. Alright, we should be pretty freaking close now. 2 kilometers out. It's getting a bit better. Let's drop it down.
Minimum speed ahead.
Dieter, man the deck gun. Max, you should start firing. Wow. All right. Really, I love you, Max. You're part of the crew. You're an integral part. But your aim sometimes. We got a good fire on the go. We can probably cut the range on these shots just a little bit. Just a hair. Just to kind of get the damn... There we go. We got a fire up front. We got a fire in the rear. You're not long for this world, little freighter. That was a wasted shot. But I stand by it. Hey! All we had to do was go into combat? And get our tiger stripes back? Or is that just shadows? I think that might just be shadows. Well, I don't know. That looks like it might be paint. There's really one way to tell. Let's get back up into my command post thingy-majig. Nah. Stripes aren't back. That's just shadows. Let's go check these ships. Get rid of the UI. Not long for this world. How'd we do on this guy? Did we get any underwater damage, or is it all... It's all structural. I'm okay with that. Alright, well... March 16th, we've got the time. I'd say... Let's go pay a visit to our old stomping grounds, Scapa Flow. Third time's a charm.
300.
I bet this time there'll be defenses and things to worry about.
308.
There we go, we'll go up to speed 2. Auf Wiedersehen, ships. Man, that fire's a-burning. And, yeah, we'll be back when we're on approach into Scapa Flow. Because that should be a fun way to kill some time, right? Right. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so, we're in Scapa Flow. And it's not looking like the Rodney, which is a Nelson-class battleship, is, here, let's zoom out. It doesn't look like it's back by the port where the Nelson was. So, it's gotta be somewhere out in the middle. And I have a feeling it's over here. Because, or it might be there. Mainly because these things are big and I can see them from a ways out. So that means they're probably big ships. So we'll go check this guy out first. As you can see, we're already headed straight in that direction. He's right on 0. So, you know, we could try plugging around into this guy. I want to make sure we actually sink this Nelson-class battleship this time. I don't want to leave it, you know, just damaged. So if we can sink the Rodney, sorry, not the Nelson. It's a Nelson-class battleship, but it is the Rodney. If we can sink the Rodney first, and then just kind of, you know, pick off whatever remains, we got a full load of torpedoes. So it shouldn't be that difficult. If we can get an engine shot on the Rodney, or 2, that should send her down, especially if we microwave the torpedoes first.
Sighted, bearing.
And then
3, 5, 4.
Alright, let's just take another look around here. So yeah, that's just a transport ship. And there's something on the other side of it. I don't know how that ship became sighted. But, like I say, I think we're going to sneak past these guys. Because I have a feeling that's looking pretty large. And if it's not that, then potentially that. Although, taking a look at that guy in silhouette, I think that's just another transport. 2 stacks. Not really looking like a battleship. That's looking more like it.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Ship sighted, bearing 2, 6.
Let's see. Way up over there. Okay, yeah, that's a tanker. That's not a concern. Let's just speed things up a bit.
Sighted, bearing.
Okay, we got an escort that's not moving around. We picked up a sound contact way on the outside of the port. We're not concerned about that. Let's see. What do we got here? So 2 transports, which would also be worth knocking down. But yeah, the closer we get, the more I'm thinking that's our main target right there.
Escort sighted, bearing 4, 7.
4, 7. Not moving. Not moving, not a concern. We'll get you guys later. I mean, potentially we could just take those guys with the rear-facing tube.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Still no lock on this? I'm almost 100% certain that that's the Rodney now. Just by taking a look. I think we're coming up either on the front or the aft. Let's just keep dragging that out.
Ship sighted, bearing 8, 6.
8, 6. What do we got? Yeah, another transport. There are a lot of transports and tankers here today. Which is good. I mean, we could potentially cause a lot of damage to the Royal Navy today. As we do every time we go into Scapa Flow. But this time it would be more of a...
Ship sighted, bearing 3.
That, yes. Beautiful. How far out are you? That's you. You are... what? 5 kilometers? I'm sure that's well within torpedo range. Yeah. Yep. If we set the torpedoes to the fastest speed possible, which we do not need to do, they are just within torpedo range. So let's just get a little bit closer. Okay, well, I think we're set. I think we're ready. Whoa. We can probably safely drop those to my usual
Set to 4 meters.
4 meters. Warm up the torpedoes. And
Firing tube 1.
let's take a shot. We'll cut our speed down to
Minimum
1.
speed ahead.
We don't need to be going that quickly. And we'll... come on. There we go. We'll just follow this torpedo in. I gotta say, The Prometheus is really taking care of quite a few capital ships. If only the game accurately modeled the war, we'd be sitting pretty for Nazi Germany. It's a weird thing to, you know, celebrate, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the way this has gone. We don't have any escort movement, do we? I hope not. The music changed to the, you know, excitement. Oh my god, things are happening. But I don't think that's got anything to do with escorts finding us or anything like that. Let's just speed this torpedo up with the magic of time acceleration. 5 kilometers is a long distance to cover. Alright. We're coming in. I don't think there's going to be anything in the way of this torpedo, which is good. So barring a premature detonation, this should be a good hit. We can see the escort just there. Poorly positioned, you're not going to help out. There's the torpedo. I'm not sure if this is going to actually hit the engine or the rear section of the ship, or if it's going to wind up, you know, being a bit further up. I'm hoping for a rear shot, because those tend to cause the most issues on these bigger ships. Learned that taking down the hood and all the other ships, aside from the Nelson, which, you know, I'm hoping to at least sort of rectify here. Now, how deep down is it going to be striking this ship? Yeah, that's a bit too... just a bit too forward for my liking. But I think we've disabled the propellers on this guy. So at least we got that going for us. And she is on fire, which is good. So let's go ahead and we'll kick this up to speed 2.
Torpedo depth set to 3 meters. Torpedo depth set to 4 meters. Firing tube 2.
And we'll launch another one.
Tube 1 ready.
Yeah, this one's coming in on a slightly better line, I think. Because we want it more towards the rear of the ship than, you know, impacting further along. Not saying that I'm not happy with the damage we've already caused the Rodney, but obviously I'd like to be causing a bit more damage. Let's get rid of the UI. Yeah, that's much better. Now, I remember the Nelson was able to eat 3 torpedoes and not really go down. But I have a feeling we've already caused more damage to the Rodney than we caused to the Nelson. If you just take a look at how low in the water that stairwell is, it feels like we're already making progress. If we check the nose of the ship, we can already see the red line's coming out. The red line's usually underwater. So one more torpedo should do it.
Torpedo depth set to 3 meters. Torpedo depth set to 4 meters. 2, 1, los.
And unsurprisingly, for the game, in reality, this would be a bit of a surprise. But unsurprisingly for the game, or the escorts have yet to take notice of us. Which is good. And yeah, we can see the Rodney's taken on already a ton of water. This last torpedo should be enough to sink it.
Two, ready.
And I'll freely admit, perhaps coming up directly on the rear wasn't the best idea. Taking a broadside shot on a battleship with torpedoes is generally a better course of action. But considering the amount... Considering the amount of damage we've done, I'd say that's a pretty safe, confirmed kill. Let's double check that. There we go! A Nelson-class battleship, 36,000 tons. I appreciate it. Now, let's spin around. Because I do believe...
Torpedo depth set to 4 meters.
We've got... Now, if I do that... Do we not have... Yeah. Either we've run out of the torpedo microwaver or it didn't really click. Either way...
Firing tube 5.
Let's go take care of that guy. Did I actually lock on him? I don't think I did. So, we'll see where that torpedo goes. It's looking fairly good considering I don't think I locked onto him. But it may not be exact... Well, no, that's actually looking almost exactly where I wanted it. Rear section, get some engine damage, and, you know, add a passenger liner to our kill tally for the day. Which wouldn't be bad. Coming in nice and slow.
Torpedo impact.
I don't think that killed her. A nice big hole. Probably could have gone a bit deeper, but I don't think that's going to wind up being a kill shot. And honestly, I don't think there's anything else in Scapa Flow other than, you know, these freighters that we want to do anything with. So let's just spin the Prometheus around.
189.
Staying nicely out of
Return
range
to course.
Ready.
of that submarine's audio detection. Let's spin her around up front. And load a front-facing tube.
Ship sighted. Bearing 184.
184.
Set to 4
It's
meters.
directly behind me. That's got to be the Nelson again.
Firing tube 1.
Again, no lock on the guy.
On shallow waters.
But I have a feeling it'll still hit him. And it looks like it will. Come on, kill shot. Might be a bit too forward for a kill shot.
Torpedo impact.
Well, she's already taken a fair amount of damage. I don't necessarily want to use up any more torpedoes on this guy.
All stop.
I don't think I really have a choice. So let's get a lock.
Target marked.
We'll put it up as fast as it can
Torpedo
go.
depth set to 4 meters.
We've already got 2 holes in the rear.
2 los.
So let's try doing one there, and then we can switch over to this guy.
Torpedo depth set to 4 meters.
And
Firing tube 3.
just kind of make sure he's going to go
Torpedo
down.
depth Set to 4 meters. Firing tube 4.
There we go. So we got 3 fishies in the water. And that should take care of these 2 ships. I'm hoping anyway. Regardless, we got the Rodney. That's all I came here to do.
Torpedo impact.
These transports are just gravy. That's all these guys are going to turn out to be. Nicely coming in. Nice and close to the bottom. Got some fire. There should be one more coming in.
Ready.
Whoa, other way. Out of the water. To see that torpedo. Wherever you were at, torpedo. There you are. Coming in nicely in line with the mast. Lots of smoke, lots of fire. Nice big hole. Let's just make sure these guys decide to go down. So, we'll get you.
Torpedo depth set to 3 meters.
Because these guys may not be sinking. This one especially. Well, the one in the rear sunk. Which is good. But this guy here, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's going to be going under. He should be. Taking plenty of damage. Oh no, we got a good... Yeah, that's a dead ship. It's just going to take some time to sink.
Tube 3.
And of course, I'll make sure these guys sink. Whoops, this is not what I wanted. This is the screen that I wanted. So let's check things out. We got ourselves a Hog Island freighter for 4,000 tons. Nothing special. And an Steel Viking big modern passenger ship for another 9,000 tons roughly. Total tonnage today, 69,000. I like that number. All right, well, that's pretty much all to do here. We could, you know, go and take some more, but I think instead...
Course 358. Returning to course. New waypoint. Course 358. New waypoint.
We'll just get ourselves out. And then obviously we've expelled a fair amount of ammunition and a little bit of fuel. We'll head back to Helgoland, and then hopefully, once the resupply is done, we'll be much closer to... Oh, what's the wordage that I'm thinking? We'll be much closer to the invasion of Norway, and then we can just head up to Norway and get that mission complete. And then we just have to focus on the Celtic Sea, basically, until June. And that should have us well positioned and well ready. There we go. Yeah, it should have us well positioned and well ready to move on to the next mission. I think we're going to be able to make it. If we can get enough points out of Norway, then, you know, the missions in the Celtic Sea, those are just going to be simple. That's just sinking ships. The only trick there is to make sure the BDU is like, yeah, those count. So, yeah, that is pretty much the plan. I think it's a good one. So, as this ship goes under, let's speed it along. See you later, freighter. Or I guess that was the passenger ship. This is the freighter.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Which will also sink. Yay! Victory! Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to get myself out of Scapa Flow and head on down for a resupply. This is going to take, you know, this is going to be a little bit of time, and it's not going to be exciting. So I will be back when I've got something exciting to share with everyone. See you guys in a bit. Alright, guys. So we're back at Helgoland, and as you can see, we don't have the anchor, so I'm pretty much used to this being... having to save, and we'll resupply on the reload. So let's go ahead, save the game as first patrol. Save it. Yes, please. thank you very much. And that's going to be the end of the video for today. So next time, the plan is to just, once we get resupplied, we'll head up to Norway and then just kind of sit there for a couple days, not really doing anything until we get to April. And then, you know, we can start sinking enemy ships when they're considered enemies instead of neutral or friendly, because that's just, you know, I don't want to sink friendly ships. That's a little bit rude. So that's the plan for next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, thumbs up. Leave a comment, leave any comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. It's been a long time since I saw some jokes, and I saw some in the last video. I appreciate that. I like jokes. Share them. Come on. It's good to laugh. It's the best medicine out there. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Let's take a look at how we're sitting. Over 500,000 tons. That's insane. I love it. It's great. And yeah, that's going to be it. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.